All right, what's going on, guys? It's the Matt Murphy Radio Show underway for hour number 2. Glad to have you with us on Super Talk 99.7 WTN, and we are so glad to be in Dixon, Tennessee. Friends, we're out at the Greystone Country Club. We're fighting DMD, that's Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy. Big golf tournament happening. They're just wrapping up the tournament now. They're about to get everybody in here, get them well-fed, and some of the silent auction will happen. And if you're in and around Dixon and you want to come out and say hello to us, we would love to see you, and think about giving to a wonderful and noble cause like Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy and the fight that's going on here. Let me tell you, friends, it's obviously it's called Golf for FORE, a cure. Fighting Duchenne Foundation is the recipient, and it's all a part of the Children's Hospital of Vanderbilt organization that is raising money to find a cure for Duchenne muscular dystrophy. They have a research department at the Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital in Vanderbilt, and they're raising money for that. They need to raise a little more than $500,000. Obviously, the disease, if you have anybody in your life that has experienced muscular dystrophy on a personal level, you know that by the age of 11, it is crippling, and it is oftentimes fatal by the early 20s. So we beg of you to join their efforts to one day try to find a diagnosis and ultimately a cure. It's fightdmd.com. That's fightdmd.com. We're getting to Frijay in just a moment. Everybody loves Frijay, and we do too. But I could not. I'm legally obligated to say hello to my good friend, Jody Barrett, when I'm in Dixon. I don't know that there's been a time that I've broadcast from Dixon that we haven't had a chance to talk, man.
Well, it helps that my office is only about 5 miles up the road.
There you go. There you go. How you doing?
Oh, it's great, man. Just campaigning, been all over the place today, and had to come by and see Terry and Jonah and the guys. You know, Terry and I have known each other since we were 8 years old. Mm-hmm. You know, the Justified show, we dug coal together. Well, we played ball together.
Yeah.
So always try to come up here and make sure that we support these guys whenever they're having their events.
No, it's no doubt a wonderful organization. And, you know, you mentioned campaigning. I mean, obviously there's a general to think about if you are so chosen in the primary, but less than 2 weeks, man. And it feels like this is the ball game, right? I mean, obviously we know the 7th District. We know how red the 7th District is. And you feel good about it?
Yeah, we're in a great spot. I mean, I couldn't ask to be in a better spot this time. With 8 days left, I think, before we get into the actual election day or primary day. And so, you know, it's just turnout and making sure we're getting out the vote. We're spending all of our energy now, you know, phone calling, phone banking, knocking on doors, offering rides, anything we can to make sure we're shaking people out and getting them to the early voting as much as possible.
Did you, because you and I were kind of laughing right before we came on because we had one of these anti-Jody Barrett ads.
Oh, yeah.
And I laugh and say that every time I'm going to say your name from now on, it's Jody Barrett in that deep baritone or bass voice. Did you, when you decided to throw your hat in the ring, I mean, you're no neophyte to politics.
Right.
You've made decisions that a lot of people, including myself, have criticized in the state legislature, and you've stood up and said, these are my reasons, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Did you know that it would get this nasty?
Well, you know, certainly you think in a special election there won't be as much money spent, but here we are with still, as you said, still 8 days left, something like that, and there's $1 million that have been spent attacking me. So, yeah, I don't know that I expected, guys in New York City to be going, anybody but this guy, and spending all that money. So, but that's okay. It is what it is. You know, the folks here, especially in Dixon and Hickman County that have, know me and growing up and had me as their representative for 3 years, I don't think it's having a whole bunch of impact here. And so you're just trying to make sure that you're reaching as many people as possible and answering questions. And
there's one part of this is the air campaign, and that's television, radio,
yeah.
and obviously that is kind of mass communicating, right? You're trying to get out to as many people as possible, get your name out there so that they, hopefully the idea, you tell me, is do a little research, find out who the right person is for you, and then get out and vote. but there's also the ground campaign, and you've worked the ground pretty hard during this.
And that's been our main thing. We've not spent as much money as anybody else. I think the reports just came out. We raised about the same amount of money as some of the other candidates, but we've spent considerably less, and we've really focused on face-to-face, hand-to-hand combat. Going out, knocking on doors, meeting people where they are, getting into these smaller communities too, making sure that those folks are seeing us on a regular basis, and that's really, I think, had a lot of success for us.
So I know that my good friend and colleague Chris Hand asked you about this the other day, and I just wanted to follow up. There was an ad running that I think it was a pro-Jody ad that mentioned Charlie, and you said I think you told him that you were going to kind of look into that. And I just want to make sure, in fairness to you, you didn't have anything to do with throwing this ad out there, but it does mention you. Have you talked to them about any of it?
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the deal when you've got this outside money that's coming in and spending. The PACs are spending money. Some of them are supporting people. Some of them are trashing other people. And this is one of those deals where I think there's the PAC was spending money trying to support me. And
y'all legally can't communicate.
Correct. I'm not allowed to have any communication whatsoever. Nobody on my campaign staff is supposed to be able to coordinate with them what's in an ad or what it's going to say. I didn't even know it was running.
Mm-hmm.
And so, that's not something that I would have done. I think, mentioning Charlie or using him in an ad in that kind of fashion seems a little bit opportunistic.
Right.
And I know some of the other opponents, I'm not going to name names because that's not what this is about. But, some of the other candidates have got some video ads out there that are doing the same thing. And I don't think that's right.
I mean, do you feel, is it too late or is there a way for someone on your team to kind of say, hey, we'd prefer if you might want to change some of this? I mean, is there a way to get that message to them maybe?
Yeah, I think when Chris let me know that was running, he had texted me and said, hey, man, I'm getting some negative texts about this. You want to make a statement? And so I said, look, who's paying for it? Where's it coming from? And so when he let me know where it was coming from, I reached out to somebody else. I said, I think you know somebody over there. Would you let them know that, hey, Tennessee, we don't like that sort of thing.
Right.
And look, maybe it's okay in Chicago or New York or California, but here in Tennessee, our voters are different, and we don't like that stuff.
Right. What's your message over the last 8-9 days to the voters?
Vote. Just get out and vote. At this point, I think the hay's in the barn. You're not really going to convince anybody to, change their mind one way or the other.
I mean, it's turnout, right? It's all about
turnout. It's all about who shows up. I think each of us have our little core base group of supporters, and it's just a matter of who gets to the polls. I've been very encouraged the last couple of days as Dickson County has had its second voting location open up. Wednesday, we were the number one vote getter of all counties in the district. Mm-hmm. Yesterday, we were ahead of Montgomery County again. And so that is starting to turn the tide a little bit in my favor, I think, seeing my folks getting an opportunity to get to the polls and get some votes tallied.
I have remained, I tell people, I'm Switzerland. I think there's some good people in this race. I like many of the people, one of them sitting next to me. I just want the voters to get maximum information so they can make the decision. And I just remind them, y'all, in a congressional district that has 800,000 or so people,
700,000, a little over 700,000.
Okay, that we're talking less than 20,000 votes is going to win this election, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, most of the experts in every campaign has got somebody that they've talked to. It's looking like 7,500 to 8,000 votes might win.
I mean, so your vote is, if you think about it that way, your vote is magnified 2, 3, 4, 5-fold than it normally would be in a normal general election. So people just aren't accustomed to going and voting,
right?
And so you got to get that message out.
And let me say this: I probably shouldn't yet until after we get past the primary, but I'll say this. You can't go wrong. We've got a lot of great candidates. We've got several guys that would go to D.C. and do a great job. I'm not going to run any of them into the ground. So the worst thing you can do is just not vote because, I just don't know who I like. At least go out and cast a ballot one way or the other. Pick somebody. And just go by there. There are no lines right now in early voting. Literally, it take you 5 minutes to go in and out.
It is an odd thing in 2025 that we hear a candidate for public office saying, hey, there's some good guys that I'm running against. Yeah. But I like hearing it because it doesn't have to be so nasty and negative. Sadly, a lot of that negative stuff works. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of saying, look, you just need to find out who the right person is for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to leave now and go club some baby seals. And
Jody Barrett admitted to clubbing baby seals.
That's right. That'll be on the next ad.
That's going to be on the ad tomorrow.
That's right.
Listen, thanks for stopping by, brother. We appreciate you,
good
man.
to see you.
All right, yeah, it's
thanks
good
for
to
coming
see you
down here and supporting it, Fight DMD.
Man. It's a wonderful organization. We wouldn't have it any other way. Jackson, I'll tell you what. Tell Jay we'll take the break a little early so that we can get a nice long segment with Frijay coming up. And I appreciate Jay St. Clair. Blame the politician, not me. It's Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Super Talk 99.7 WTN, with my apologies to those of you that tune in at 4 o'clock every day for Frijay. My bad. We've got a lot of moving parts going on out here in Dixon, and I apologize to you, and I apologize to my great buddy, my best friend in the world, our legal expert and correspondent. You know what? Okay, I'll give you a second. Jackson needs a second. It's 21 minutes. I'll tell you what. I'll redo this. It's 21 after the hour. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. This is Matt Murphy. We are live in Dixon at Greystone Country Club. Fight DMD is the organization that you need to focus on. FightDMD.com. That is Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy. It is. We are fighting for FORE. Get it? For a cause. A big golf tournament happening today. Man, oh man! If it weren't for this shoulder, I would be out playing in this golf tournament, but instead I'm proudly broadcasting on location in support of the organization Fight DMD. That is Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy, the most common form of muscular dystrophy. About 50% of the folks that have it have this form of muscular dystrophy. It is oftentimes fatal by the time that young people get into their 20s, and so we invite you to go to fightdmd.com. I apologized formally to my good friend, and I'm going to do it in person. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, at 22 after the hour, it's time for Frijay. He is our legal correspondent. He's a good Tennessee man. He's the brightest man that I know, and he is, I'm proud to say, my best friend. His name is Jay St. Clair. And, Jay, I owe you a sincerest apology, but I'm not going to apologize to you until I ask you a question. Jay, I have a question for you. Uh-oh. Jackson, if you can hear him, I can't.
I cannot hear him either.
Oh. Well, we'll work on that then. I bet that maybe I'm muted, or that he's muted, or that you're muted, Jackson. Well, Jackson's hardly ever muted. Oh, there he is. I think I hear him. Hey, Jay. All right, we'll figure this out. We've got this. I feel like we have this. Jackson, by the way, Jackson, do you have Jay's communique? Do you have his phone communique?
1 second, Matt. I'm working on it.
Okay. Yeah, y'all work the problem over there, and I'll continue to talk over here, and then we'll try to get everybody together. Oh, hey, Jay, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Jay, I have a question for you before I apologize to you. You ready for the question?
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
You know, man, if I were any better, it'd be 8:30 tomorrow morning, and I would be taking the green flag at Barber Motorsports Park in my C5Z06.
I didn't know it was a park weekend. That's great. That's awesome.
Yep. Yeah, I was hoping to be a little bit cooler, but it's going to be dry, and so I'm excited.
Oh man, you should be. Well, you're not allowed to put your lip out because I made you wait. I apologize for making you wait. You know how these politicians are, Jay.
That's okay. The meter was running, man.
Well,
when I get stood up like that, I charge double time.
Well, I'm sorry. We've already got folks lining up to ask you a question or two. But before we do that, is this your first time back out at the park? I know you take the summertime off. Is this your first trip back out?
Yeah, for first fall run.
This
is where my buddy, my high school buddy, I may have told you about him, Johnny Redmond, he's bringing down a race car he built. And is going to put it on the track. And it's a tribute car to Red Farmer. And I think Red and Donnie Allison are going to be there tomorrow.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, so it'll be a fun weekend.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Well, I look forward to hearing about it. Let me know how it goes. What are you still? Let me see. Let me get. I think you got down. Let me see how good my memory is, Jay.
Okay.
You were rolling 138.
That's it.
Oh, look at there! Look at there.
Yeah,
I thought
that's what Augie turned to 38.1. I turned to 38.8, and Andrew Raines turned to 37.6. I think. So I'm
you're
within
fighting
a second
tenths.
Yeah. Oh no, we're chasing pennies now.
Wow. And that's all in your car. That's that. By the way, for those who don't know, yeah.
Absolutely the same car. And no, let's see. Andrew ran it a 37.8. So it's all the same equipment, same tires, everything.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. And Andrew, professional race car driver. Augie, is Augie a pro, Jay? I guess you'd call him a pro.
Augie won the Snowball Derby twice.
I love it.
Andrew is a wannabe professional race car driver.
Augie's the real
Augie Grill beat Kyle Busch and Chase Elliott twice.
That's the real deal.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. All right. Without further ado, guys, y'all line them up early, and I appreciate that. 615-737-9986, either on super text or on phone. Get your questions in for our good friend and legal man, Jay St. Clair. I think Frank is first up, and Frank's got a question for Jay. Frank, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thanks for taking my call.
Well, of course, Frank. You're on with my man, Jay St. Clair. What's your question?
Well, a couple of weekends ago, a man in a pickup ran through my girlfriend's house trailer. Wow. And she was not home. She was not hurt. We got down there, and she owns the trailer, rents the lot, and the police incident report, the property manager of the park misrepresented herself as the owner of the trailer. So the insurance company for the driver won't speak to my girlfriend. They don't know who she is. And how do we get that report corrected?
Well, the police report you're talking about?
Did I lose you?
The police report you're talking about, Frank?
Are you talking about the police report, Frank? Well, I don't know.
How do I get that corrected?
Well, you can go down and talk to the police to do that. But
I'm not hearing you.
Okay, Frank can't hear Jay, Jackson. I don't know if that's something that you can adjust. Can you hear me, Frank?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so let me just speak to you, Matt, and then you can tell me what I've said.
Hold on.
I'm getting Jay now. Jay now.
Oh, he's got you now, Jay.
I'm not sure the police report's that important, Frank. What do you want the trailer fixed, right?
It's a 30-year-old trailer. It's really destroyed. It knocked it off the foundations. It's shot.
So what do you want? What do you want? What do you want the outcome to be, Frank?
Really, just for her to be made whole. I mean, she's homeless. She's staying with me.
Yeah, right. So did you want the money for the trailer? The trailer's destroyed. It can't be repaired.
Some kind of recompense for just to help her get a new home.
Does she
and
have?
Do we need to get a lawyer involved?
Well, does she have?
She does not have insurance. No,
she didn't have homeowners insurance.
No, being that old and it's in a trailer park, she owns it and rented the lot. So
I got it. So do you know who hit who hit it?
We do, and we have his insurance information and all that. But they won't talk to her because she's not on the report. So.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't worry too much about that. I would just contact that insurance company and say, look, we own this trailer,
right?
And we're who you need to be dealing with, and you're the ones that you owe us for this trailer. If you've got his insurance information, contact the insurance company directly.
Okay, and do we need a lawyer to represent her interests for this company? Is it something we can handle?
No. Well, how much money do you think it's worth, Frank?
A 30-year-old trailer, man, it's not going to be worth very much.
It ain't going to be worth $5,000, is it, Frank?
Probably not.
Yeah, so I wouldn't hire a lawyer to get $5,000.
Okay, yeah, I didn't think it'd be throwing good money after bad,
No, exactly. I wouldn't do that. If you've got the name of the insurance company, get in touch with them, and they're going to push you off now. That's the way they do.
Oh, yeah.
But you just got to be serious about it. In the meantime, you can go down to the police department and tell them that, hey, y'all got the wrong owner. We are the owners. Sure, she's got some kind of document proving that she owns the trailer.
Yeah, she's got the title, yes.
Yeah, so that's what I do is I take the title down there to the police department, but I wouldn't wait on the other. I'd go ahead and contact the insurance company. I'd do both of them at the same time.
We will do that.
Frank,
and thank you for your help, and have great luck out at Barber, man.
Hey, thanks, sir.
Frank, thank you so much for the call. I appreciate that. That's how you get it done. That's a great call for Frijay, and that gets us started. We've got the news coming up right now. I'm going to ask this real quick question before we go to the news. This question comes from 8695. Ask Jay if young Jackson can sue the Vols place kicker.
I'm very
Hey, young
interested to hear your
Jackson?
response, Jay.
Are you there? Hey, Ken. Ken,
Yes, sir.
you're listening, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Kids here.
Ken, can you hear me?
I
He can hear
can,
you.
brother.
Ken,
Yes, sir.
what does it take to file a lawsuit?
$140 in a crayon.
Everybody, Jay, everybody in Middle Tennessee, you realize every single adult in Middle Tennessee knows what it takes to file a lawsuit.
I love it. I absolutely love it, man. I just love it. And see, I'm on a mission.
That's right.
To educate the public.
Well, I think you got your answer, Jackson. $140 in a crayon.
I will see him in court.
Poor little fella. All right, we'll take a short time out. We got Ken Weaver's newscaster. We're coming back with a continuation of Frijay next on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. We are coming to you from Dixon, Tennessee, from the Fight DMD event, the Four for a Cause, or Fight for. Hold on, I got to get this right. I can't get it wrong. I'm right here in the room with everybody. It is the Four for a Cause event, fightdmd.com. That's fightdmd.com for more information. It is the 16th annual event. Golf for a Cure was what I was looking for. The 16th annual Golf for a Cure fighting Duchenne muscular dystrophy. And the money raised here today benefits the Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt. They're raising $500,000 for specifically Duchenne muscular dystrophy research in that facility, and we appreciate the guys inviting us out. We're also in the midst of Frijay. Our man Jay St. Clair is on the line. We've got a couple of you on the phones, and I want to get to your questions on the phone, but before I do, this question that came in on this. Oh, by the way, Jackson, I have someone that has admonished you that when you file that lawsuit, the $140 in a crayon lawsuit, Jackson, you know what color crayon you got to use, right? I'm just making sure. I don't know.
I don't think there's a legal precedent for that.
Well, I mean, all I'm saying is that it might help your case if you file that with an orange crayon, considering that you bleed big orange.
I could just do it in blood.
What do you think, Jay?
Well, Matt, I want to make sure everybody understands. I have handled probably about 24 lawsuits that were handwritten. So this is not fiction.
No, it's real.
And see, they also, when they file, they can ask to have the filing fees waived. It's called filing in forma pauperis. There I go with the Latin.
Ooh.
So, if you play your cards right, you might not even have to pay $140. But I've had at least a couple of dozen lawsuits that were handwritten.
Hey, speaking of that, hey Ken, you remember that? You remember what we were talking about earlier?
Dude, I completely forgot.
Okay, so hey Jay, I told Ken to ask you this question, but he's forgotten it. Jay, what's that tempus fugit mean?
Yeah.
I told a listener earlier that I said tempus fugit, and I said I say that in honor of my friend Jay St. Clair, who will be on a little bit later on. And I told Ken that he needs to ask you what tempus fugit means, because you would really love it if he talked Latin to you. So let's see.
We don't have the time today, man. But I think I sent you some Webster's dictionaries now on Twitter, and they're great.
Uh-huh.
And they have a real world explanation for cease and desist.
Do they?
And the story's fascinating, and I believe their story more than the one that I kind of surmised.
Uh-huh.
But I don't want to take the time right now to tell it. But it's fascinating.
Well, I want to look that up. I do. Question for Jay. I'm involved in stock car racing. I've had an issue with another driver, and it's now to the point. Well, I know, right? And it's now to the point where I have received threats to be wrecked.
Yeah.
And I'm being followed to different racetracks by this person and his team after I decided to leave the track. What can I do legally to stop this harassment?
Put him in the fence and turn 3. That'll stop it. That'll stop. You hook him right there in that right rear quarter panel. Put him in the fence and turn 3. He'll leave you alone.
Don't say it on the radio, though. You'll get fined.
I mean, what you can do, I mean, the only thing you can do really is go to the police and just tell them what's going on. And just, maybe what they can do, I don't know if the guy lives near you, I would go to the jurisdiction where you live and just go to the local police department and you tell them what's going on. This is what they do for a living.
Mm-hmm.
And you tell them what's going on and ask them, what can y'all help me out here? Just go by and talk to the guy and tell him to leave me alone. You can get a restraining order, but it's just a piece of paper. And that doesn't stop anything. What'll get it stopped is to get the law enforcement involved. And if that doesn't work, hook him in the right rear in turn 3.
Mm-hmm.
That'll shut him up.
Oh, yeah. Because you get him in that right rear, you can get down below him and get past him.
Yeah.
And then there he goes up into the fence. Oh, I love it.
And then if they ask you, well, what happened? You say, well, I didn't mean to wreck him. I just meant to rattle his cage.
Old Biggie. Oh, poor Terry Labonte. Wasn't that Terry Labonte?
Oh, yeah.
Poor Terry Labonte. Because how do you respond? Because you can't. The entire world laughed.
Well, and everybody knew, and then they interviewed Labonte afterwards after Earnhardt had that great quote. And they said, well, he says it wasn't his fault, and he laughed. He said, well, he always says that. Right. He says he didn't do it on purpose. Well, he always says that.
Well, of course he does say it's not on purpose. Let's go, Jackson, to Chris on line 1 with a question for Jay St. Clair. Hey, Chris.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Chris. Yes, sir. Hello, Chris.
Question for Mr. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I had a question for Jay. My wife had our local police department contact her with a report that she had been scammed out of $460,000. And they gave her, the police detective had her phone number, her address, so the person who ever reported it knows her, obviously. And she asked the detective if she could tell them who it was, and they said that was illegal. Is there a way for us to find out who reported that?
Are you sure that the person that contacted you really was a police officer?
Oh yeah, she went down to the police department.
Okay.
She went down because they wanted to come to the house. They wanted to come to the house, and she's like, no, I'll just come to you. And so she went to the police department, spoke to a detective, and I just didn't know if you have heard of that or.
No, well, everything about that story is very odd. I'm assuming she has not been scammed out of $460,000.
No, she told them that we're not hurting for money, but we're not rich.
Right. Well, has she been scammed out of any money?
No.
And then why? When the police contacted her about it, did they tell her why they were contacting her?
They said it was one of those they said it was an elderly abuse. My wife is 64, right. And they said it was suspicion of elderly abuse. Okay. I was like, what?
So they were just kind of investigating it to make sure that nothing was wrong about it. And so the police aren't there. You just want to know, well, who told them that, and they're not telling you.
Yeah,
that's odd.
Yeah,
I'd go down and talk.
Yeah.
What police is it? What police is it?
It's Portland, Tennessee Police Department.
Hmm.
Well, I'd go down again and have a talk with them and just say, look, we'd really like to know who this is because all this is very odd. But at the end of the day, you can't really make them tell you. I mean, that's
right. And I had a second question. My wife's mother passed away last month. Right. And we've been estranged from the family for the past 5 or 10 years.
Right.
And her brother was power of attorney. Well,
your wife's brother?
Yes, my wife's brother is
right.
Yes. My wife's brother was power of attorney, and he didn't even tell her that she had passed away. It's just that bad of a relationship. But she got a text last Monday. So it's been about 3 weeks, a month, and the text said, "Lawyer up, B. You're about to need one." Ooh. I'm like, what? Is
that from her estranged brother?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't worry. Did her mom have any? How much do you estimate her estate was worth?
It was probably, she had been in a nursing home for the past 10 years, so her estate had been used up a lot in that, right?
Yeah, so there's very little money there. There's very little money there.
Right. And
of
so
course,
I didn't know if it was worth looking into trying to find out if there was a will or if there is any money. How would I go about doing that?
Yeah, there's not, because you're estranged from all of them, that's going to be hard to do. Really, the only real effective way to do that is to hire a private detective. And
oh, wow.
and that's not going to be cheap. So unless you think there is a sizable amount of money there, I'm not sure I'd spend that money.
Okay.
And frankly, if she's been in a nursing home for 10 years, they probably exhausted the estate.
Right.
And
okay.
And I mean, what else are they going to have? She's not going to have $1 million in stock. The nursing home would have got that. She doesn't have a house, right?
I know that her brother set it up so everything was in his name, and got all the money out of her name, and she was on was it 10 Care or whatever, the government Medicaid, I think it is.
Right.
So sold
well,
her
the
house,
brother, so in that
stuff.
case, now the brother's already taken everything. Right, if he had power of attorney, and if she got into the point where she was on a Medicaid deal, it's all gone. There's nothing left.
Okay.
And so the brother's sending her this. He's just being a jerk.
Right. That's kind of what we figured.
Well, you tell if you want to write him back. You know what you can do. What did he say?
What's that?
He said you better lawyer up.
Lawyer up.
Well, then you said you better go Google J. St. Clair. If you want to rattle his cage, that's a pretty good way to do it.
Yeah, that's true. J. St. Clair, and maybe throw Goodyear in there too, and see what happens.
Right. Well, thank you for your help.
There's nothing there. If he's had power of attorney for that long, and she's been in a nursing home for 10 years, I would not spend any money going looking for money.
There you go.
I believe that to be a fool's errand.
Chris, thank you for the call. I appreciate you very much. Let me get to Mark real quick before we have to say goodbye to Jay. Mark, you are up next with Frijay. How are you, Mark? Hey, Mark, you there?
Absolutely. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Well, first and foremost, Matt, I got to tell you thank you very much. I had a nephew who passed away 2 years ago from Duchenne's. So it's very heart-pounding for sure. So I thank you for that.
Well, thank you.
He was one of the oldest, at that time, oldest living individuals with Duchenne. So
how long did he live?
How old?
He was in his 30s, 32 years old. His name was T.J. King. Yeah.
Wow.
So, absolutely spectacular that you guys are doing that event.
Well, thank you. It is absolutely our pleasure. And as I said at the beginning of the show, Mark, if we can't do things like this in our community, then we're doing radio wrong. So thank you.
Yeah. Amen. And I have been listening to you guys forever. I absolutely love you. And Jay Sinclair, smartest guy I've ever listened to on the radio. And so my question for Jay is, I run a custom cabinet shop, and we have a client that we did a job on, very large job. We're talking 6 figures plus, and we have made multiple events or multiple trips out there trying to fix a particular issue. Unfortunately, at the time, our contract that we had didn't identify or did not state that these closet doors being 10 foot tall could possibly warp. We're attempting to make every means possible to fix these doors. They're trying to sell this house, multi-million-dollar house that they're trying to sell, and they're not allowing us to come in and fix it. They want us to completely replace these doors. However, we want to give every avenue of possibility to fix them before completely replacing these doors, which are, thousands of dollars per door.
And
have they
question,
paid you any, Mark? Have they paid you anything?
Yes, they have paid us up to this point, and was
So you're fully
completely
paid for all the work you've done.
correct.
Okay, so at this point, it's just talking about remediating this issue.
Correct.
I got you. And you think you think you can fix it?
I think within a 90% certainty we can fix it, but I cannot guarantee that it will be a total fix.
Would you
But
be willing to
there
fix
has-
it for? Would you be willing to fix it for free?
Yes.
And so they're saying, no, we don't want that. Instead, we want you to replace all the doors, and we want you to do that for free.
Correct.
I would have has any of this been in writing?
We have emails and text messages with designers and the firm that we had that contracted us with.
And your contract, I'm sure, has some kind of warranty in it.
And only about 60 seconds left, guys.
Yep.
Sorry to rush y'all.
Do you know what the contract says that you're obligated to do if something is defective? Does it say that?
Yes, we would repair within 1 year.
Perfect. Well, then tell them, look, under the contract, if there's a problem with something, we have 1 year to repair it, and we are honoring our contract. We are people of our word, and you just be very clear. You tell them in writing that we are honoring our contract. Contract says we will repair it within 1 year at no cost to you, and we are ready to do that. You just tell us when we can get there, and we will live by our word.
Outstanding. Guys, I thank you very much.
Mark, thank you. Sorry to rush that call, but let us know how it goes, Mark. I appreciate you very much. And, Jay, you know how much I love you, brother. Thank you for everything, and good luck tomorrow, okay?
Thank you, buddy.
All right, take care. There's Jay St. Clair. It is 5 until the top of the hour on Super Talk.